Planning a fabulous party can be fun, but designing a meal that's sure to please all of your guests can be challenging.
Festive menu.
So today, my tempting lineup includes creamless cream soup,
Soup, soup, soup.
a fancy stuffed veggie entree,
Stuffed veggies.
a zesty salad,
Kale salad.
quick truffle treat for dessert. And then we'll visit with the great Lydia Bastianich to hear her tasty tips for cooking with veggies.
I grew up with kale. For example, dinosaur kale or lacinato kale, which in Italy, we use so much of it.
So stay tuned for my gluten-free party meal right here on Jazzy Vegetarian.
Jazzy, you're gonna be healthy with the Jazzy Vegetarian. Jazzy, so snazzy. We're gonna cook something healthy and light. Jazzy, so snazzy.
So join me in the kitchen right
We're
now.
gonna cook something healthy and light. That's right.
Gluten-free and soy-free vegan recipes come in handy when serving party guests with diverse tastes. This fabulous menu will please all of your diners, starting with a creamy butternut squash soup drizzled with a delectable cashew cream. Then easy to make walnut and quinoa stuffed portobello mushrooms serve as the culinary star of this soiree, while a tangy kale, lime, and almond salad adds an appealing side dish. To finish the meal with a flourish, maple raisin date truffles provide a sweet, petite dessert. So join me as I prepare this tasty meal. Walnut and quinoa stuffed portobello mushrooms. I really do love mushrooms, and I love mushrooms particularly for entertaining. So I really wanted to put together a meal that would be gluten and soy-free. And this is just a fabulous menu to serve anytime you're having any kind of a festive celebration. So you can put this all together in the morning, have it ready when your guests arrive, you pop it in the oven while you're serving your hors d'oeuvres and having lots of fun and serving your first course and your second course, and then these mushrooms are just magically done. The great thing about portobello mushrooms is they have a very meaty texture. All you need to do is de-stem them, and this is how I do it. You see this big stem in here? We want to pull that out. So the way I do it is I just take it with my forefinger and my thumb, and I pop it. You can hear it popping. A little bit around, pull it just very gently. It's just gonna pop right out, clean as can be. Some chefs will take the gills out of the mushroom. I love to keep the gills in, and here's the reason why. I usually put some kind of seasoning or some kind of moisture into the gills. Today, I'm gonna be using some olive oil. You see these little kind of accordion pleats, I call them, in those gills. That's what's going to hold on to any kind of seasoning you use. So when you're using these in vegan cooking, keep the gills in. So that's a great jazzy tip. What we have done is we have rinsed them and we've patted them dry. That's the way to wash them. Now I have a whole array of beautiful things to stuff this mushroom with today, and I have some beautiful basil. You know how I love growing basil all summer long on my back deck. So this is how I like to chop fresh basil. I've put the larger leaves on the bottom, stacked them up, the smaller leaves on the top, and then what we're going to do is we're going to roll it up, just like we would be rolling a cigar. I don't know why I always use that analogy, because I've never rolled a cigar, and I'm assuming you have not either, but it seems to work. And then what you're going to do is cut straight across it. And then we have these little ribbons. Now for this, we want it to be chopped just a little bit smaller. We're just gonna run our knife over it like that. And we need about 1/2 cup of chopped fresh basil. So let's put our stuffing together. This is so easy to assemble. The day that I created this recipe, I had some friends coming from the Big Apple, and they were looking to eat gluten-free and soy-free. So I wanted to create a great recipe that they would enjoy, but I really didn't have that much time to put it together. So I didn't want to have to pre-saute anything. You just chop everything up, make your quinoa, which of course you can do the night before and keep it chilled. Just put it all together and stuff the mushrooms, throw them in the oven. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. What I have here is the quinoa that I have cooked, and I did this by putting 1 cup of rinsed and thoroughly washed quinoa with 2 cups of water, half of a vegan bouillon cube, and I simmered it covered for about 15 to 17 minutes. And then we have 2/3 of a cup of chopped walnuts, 2/3 of a cup of diced sweet red pepper, 1/3 of a cup of chopped, salted, and roasted cashews, 1/2 of a cup of chopped fresh basil, 3 tablespoons of capers, drained and rinsed, 2 cloves of garlic, minced, 2 teaspoons of all-purpose seasoning, 1/8 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Ooh, yeah, love that.